Hey everyone, I just did another Periscope, but I had something else that I wanted to talk about. So if you're getting off of my last Periscope and jumping on this one, thank you so much for listening. So if you've been following me, you know that I am striving towards 100% sobriety. I am almost at the 4-week mark from the last time I had a drink. So that's pretty awesome. I'm going to do a Periscope on Saturday or Sunday, really talking about the changes that we've seen as a family and the benefits sobriety has had for myself. But I wanted to share something, especially for any of you coaches who happen to be watching this, the similarities of how serious I am to my commitment really have a lot to do with and can be tied into coaching. So one thing that coaches tell me all the time that I've heard for years was that, people give them objections that oh, does Shakeology really work? Is coaching really legit? Do you really like 21 Day Fix? How hard was P90X? I don't have time. I've never stuck with anything. It's kind of expensive and people don't know how to deal with objections. And so this is with anything in life. If it's you as a mother or a father trying to get your kids to learn to brush their teeth and why to brush their teeth or to eat their vegetables, or you're trying to convince your spouse to take you on a vacation, whatever it is, you're always going to be faced with objections and people saying no or questioning what your suggestion or recommendation is. And so I want you to know what I tell everybody on my team and any coach that I talk to: an objection is just somebody's way of testing you to see how serious you are, because people can read that off of you, whether even if it's in email or Facebook or text. People can tell a hesitance. So I always say, number one, be prepared for what you're going to say and be firm in your convictions. That is the big thing, is people can tell when you have integrity, when you're serious, when you're committed, and when you're passionate. And if you're a coach, excuse me, the biggest thing is people need to show that you are totally 100% committed to what you're doing and you're passionate. It's not just something that you're like, let's just see if this sticks. It's the same thing, the way I illustrated about being a parent. That when I'm telling my kids you need to brush your teeth, clean your ears every day, it's serious. This is why, and I am not going to deviate it from it. One day my answer is not going to be different. Like Monday or Tuesday is a great day to brush your teeth. But if you feel like it on Tuesday and Wednesday, go for it. But at least try to brush your teeth at least 4 times out of the week. That doesn't fly. I feel very firm in my convictions. Brush your teeth don't rot out of your head, so we don't have dental bills, and so that you're not toothless or have bad teeth in your 20s. And so this is something that I wanted to share, is that since I have been so public about going towards 100% sobriety, and I'm sharing along the way why I've made this decision and little things about how it's affecting, and people keep asking me, messaging me, or even in if I see them in public, they're like, so, you're getting sober, and they'll test me. They're like, is this just something that you're saying on social media? How long is this gonna last? And I'm like, no, I am. And I share with them why. And I've watched as people have watched me, and they haven't said anything, but now that I'm at almost the 4-week mark of sobriety, people are realizing like, oh, wow, she is totally like honest, that she means it. And that's really rare these days. A lot of people say they're going to do things or have good, they mean well, but they're so led astray by somebody else. But I'm having people reach out to me that they're like, wow, you're getting sober. Any tips? What can I do? Because you made me more aware of my decisions and my own sobriety and my consumption of alcohol. And it's just amazing because people have been watching me just to see how serious I am. And I think that's a lot about coaching, is I see a lot of coaches who say, I'm a Beachbody coach, I joined a team, come join me. And then they don't say anything for days or weeks or months, or then they come back. People can tell if you're serious. They're watching you whether you believe it or not. And whenever you hit that 3-week mark is when people are like, oh, wow, she stuck to that. Because most people don't stick to things for that long. So I've noticed that people when I've ran across a few people since I've been very open and honest about my sobriety, that I set this goal in October, was to drink no more than 5 times in October. Only drank 3 times. Have not drank since October 25th on my husband's birthday when we were in Miami. But I've seen people when they're like, so you're getting sober, and then they're like, do you want a beer? And they're testing me. And it's the same thing that your kids will test you. Your mate will test you. Your friends will test you. If you're a coach, people are going to test you on, do you really like Shakeology? Come on, tell me. You think it's expensive, don't you? And don't validate that. If you don't believe in that, don't validate it. Show people that you believe it. And you know what? When I've been tempted, when people say, oh, would you like a beer? Ryan has a theory that everybody wants to be that person that got you off track. I don't know if that's the case. Maybe, maybe not. But, when I've said, no, I don't want one. Thank you. They're like, you could see the look like, oh, wow, okay. And, it feels good to be able to follow through with what I said I was going to do. It gives me great sense of power. I feel accomplished. I'm seeing major benefits, which, like I said, stay tuned because I'm going to be sharing more this weekend about what I've seen. Because I think after about a month of not drinking, I really think that I can give a good, there's my alarm, all of the benefits that I've seen. But it's so important for you to stick to your guns. It is so important for you to know why you got this started. And it's so important for you to share with people when they tempt you. People are just testing you. And trust me, no matter what you do, when you stick with it, when people know that you're serious, they see the positive changes. Because the thing is, if you're not consistent with anything, no matter what you're consistent with, even if it's a bad behavior or good behavior, over time, it is going to produce some effects. And if you're talking about making a positive change and you tell people and then you stop doing these things because nobody recognizes you or nobody joins you or nobody applauds you or nobody asks questions, trust me, they're watching, then you're not going to have any results. But if you stick to your guns and you don't worry about what everybody else is thinking, you're doing it for you, for whatever reason, you got started, and then you start seeing these changes and you start telling people, or it starts becoming evident, more people are going to follow you. And that's what makes you a leader. So I wanted to share with you that make sure that whatever it is that you're doing, that you know exactly why you're doing it. You focus on the benefits of what this action that you do repeatedly is going to bring to your life. And you share with people so you're accountable to what you're saying you're going to do. And then as you're doing it, you share with people how it's affecting you. And not everybody's going to just jump on the sobriety chain or the Shakeology chain or the beach body coaching train, but the right people who are ready and who are watching you. And like I said, people are watching you. They are watching you no matter what. People that you don't even think are watching you. They're going to join you when they're ready and when they see that you're serious. Nobody wants somebody leading them who is in and out, off and on, back up, disappear, and then resurfaces. They want somebody who's serious because you know what? Most people don't take themselves seriously. Most people have a hard enough time figuring out what they want, let alone sticking to it. But they're looking for a leader. They're looking for somebody to lead them. So be that leader because you know what? We were all born to be a leader. Just think about children. All children are strong-willed because they know what they want. It isn't until they start to grow up and get beat down and, start to question themselves that they, aren't so firm in their own convictions. Obviously, their things that children want aren't always the safest or the most reasonable, but we all were born with that strong will. It's all in our DNA. Don't let anybody tell you that it's not. So I hope that whatever it is that you want, you go out and get, and you don't let anybody or anything stop you. And I hope that you stay consistent to it and see amazing results and that lead other people who have the same dream or the same wishes or goals to their feeling of accomplishment as well. Have a wonderful day.